Welcome to Champions Network TV. My name is Mija, and it is my honor to open this interactive series, which will be led obviously by Mr. Makombe. Is not yet in with us at the moment. He's a business leader who has already embraced AI to achieve meaningful results. Artificial intelligence is no longer something far off in the distance. It is present now in our classroom, enhancing learning in our workplaces, streamlining operations, and in today's workplace, helping African business gain new advantages. These masterclass are just the beginning. Going forward, each session will be shaped by people's contribution, insights, and questions by bringing it's through this collaboration, that is spirit, that we will continue to grow together, ensuring everyone's voice guides our journey to harness the full potential of AI for Africa's progress. And joining me today is none other than Jenna. He's a farmer, he's an educationist, and myself. I've got an experience in engineering before, but are now a social scientist. What is the purpose of this series? To empower individuals and communities across Africa to understand, adopt, and innovate with artificial intelligence through collaborative masterclass driven by local voices, real world challenges, and shared vision for inclusive and progress. So this masterclass will be meaningless unless those who watch us also contribute to what we discuss. So as an opening, uh, I just want to pose this question to those who are online and the Jenna who is with us in the studio. What are we using artificial intelligence for at the moment?
Oh, good evening, good afternoon, good day to everyone who is watching this program this time of the day. As we have just heard from Mr. Mishade, that this program is really meant to enlighten us. When I say us, I'm talking about people who are in Africa like me, who always trail behind these new concepts and these new developments. So tonight or today or this morning, we will take this opportunity to really understand what is it that is going on around the globe and how can we harness it to help us from our standpoint, where we are, what we are doing, how best can we use it to develop further, or if it is in terms of business, how best can we use it to enhance our profits? Because I know when we talk about profits, you find people really opening their eyes because that's what everybody believes in, to say profits is what makes us tickling. So we just want to find out from the enlightened ones. Rather, a little bit of unfortunate that some other members are still going to come in. They haven't come in at the moment, but I know when they come in, they will really tell us what it is that we have to follow and what we need to do. I was just talking to Misha just a little bit about what I've seen or what has been thrown into my lifeline in terms of AI. I've seen some adverts that do come in saying, oh, people when they hear about AI, they're looking at chat BT, what have you, what they're talking about, but then they say, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot to learn. We have got is it 28 days or 15 days or how many days that we can teach you so that you become a specialist or you know. And he's just been telling me now to say, no, man, don't follow those stories. Those stories are something that you can actually be used with some marketers. So, which means now I'm left in a position to really want to understand. I'm now thirsty for this AI to see what or hear what it is that it is bringing us. And at the end of the day, we need to know how best can we use it to improve our lives. Because the bottom line is you need to improve your life wherever you are, whether you are at the rock bottom or you are at the apex of what you think you are getting, there should be room for improvement at whatever level you are. So we are here today or tonight or this morning to find out more about this AI and how it can really change our life, how we can put it best to our advantage.
And thank you, Jenna. I just want to say that AI has been with us for a long time, but we didn't know, we didn't understand it. I think from the time we had this social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, what have you, we have participated in shaping AI, but we didn't know because AI is only taught by the data that it gets about us, about the things that happen. So AI has been here, only that this time now is now coming in full force on the global stage. I was watching some video clips. I think it was sent by one of our members on our group, where they were talking about AI race between China and America. So they looked at the infrastructure level, where energy and other data centers are concerned. Uh, China seems to take a lead, but when it comes to the chips, the things that actually drive AI machines, America is on the lead. Then there's come the middle one, which is the models that we have. So they tend to be comparing each other. But now, what becomes important for us as we gather as Africans, we may not compete on the infrastructure level, where obviously energy is a problem with us. When it comes to electricity connectivity, it's a challenge. But it is at the application level that we tend to have a competitive advantage simply because we have got young minds, people who can code quickly. I remember the day before yesterday, I spoke to one of my nephews, and I just introduced him to a simple AI tool, which is Suno, which creates music. By the end of that day, he had created a number of music, and today he was sending me more and more. So, in other words, we just need people to be aware of the application that we have of AI that we can take advantage. So, we can actually take music by storm by creating our own music being facilitated by AI. Let's hear what Ru is it. Good evening. I used it in everyday work life, from creating emails, proposals, business. I use it in digital marketing to create social media posts and the wholesale channels. Rushmore, we would want you to elaborate more how you are using AI in terms of creating your emails. Which application are you using in the digital marketing, and which one are you using in your social media post? And like it will be very very useful to those who are watching, so that they also know, because what we want to grow together, we want to work together as Africans, so that what someone knows, we share, and we grow and improve together. So so what I was saying is our young people, they are very creative, but sometimes what they want is for us to just unlock the potential that is in them by showing them the AI models or tools that are available out there. That's why I say the first question is, what AI tools are we using? For me, uh, when I began to realize that I was using
Yeah, I
AI, I
think
was go on, Jenna. You want to say something?
there no, I just over and above that, I think we really need to identify the gap that is actually being filled by that AI, or to see the shortfalls. What is it that we are lacking that can be addressed by that AI? Because I know this monster that is called AI has got a lot of advantages, but the bottom line is we really do not know which application is going to help in what respect, because there are so many of them. And to
Right,
the extent that for us, we only know that you can use AI just like Google. That's all what we think. Searching, finding out what, asking a question, getting answers. That's all we think we can get from there. But yet we know there are so many things that it can help us with.
right. I'll just take through my journey of using AI. And the first time I began to be sure that I was using AI is why I was using what is called the spell checker, where you write your email, whatever, you just put it there so that it can correct all your grammar. And it has now grown into uh, my Eden is coming. I also use AI at work, writing structured letters, and I also use it when I was doing my dissertation. Wow, my Eden! I think you be a lot of students out there will be very interested to know how did you utilize AI to make sure you got a distinction in your dissertation. I hope so. Um, then it moves on to, is it Quillbot, which now can do quite a lot of things. But I think the where we can take advantage of AI, because there are models that are paid for, which can do quite a number for you. But for us to leverage, we need to know which AI does what, so that we can leverage. For example, if you want to create um, a video, right? For example, you may realize you can create your script from ChatGPT, but ChatGPT will not create the the audio for you. So you may then use that. You can then use another tool that can convert that into an audio. Then you can then go and create a video using other tools like CapCut. So it's a matter of understanding the tools and what they do, so that when you know what you want to do, you know which tools can help you in terms of what you want to do. That's why I'm saying my Eden could be very useful. It will be very useful in terms of identifying which ones she's using for for example, structured letters, and also when she was using it for her dissertation. And I also, as well as Rushmore, they said he's using it in creating emails, and I don't know which one he's using, and in business, digital marketing, to create social media posts, the whole sales funnel. So it will be very interesting to see which ones and how they are using. But the purpose for this masterclass is to equip ourselves with things that we can actually go out and use.
But Misha, do
Uh-huh.
we have a place where we can see those applications listed to say this one is for that, this one is for that, this one is for that, so that we can really see, we can to say this application will really help me in what I want?
Um, yeah, so I'll respond in a little while. My Eden has said she used Grammarly for her dissertation and creating post poster. For example, when you need to then go and defend your dissertation, you can create your poster, and she used Grammarly for that. So what is if we have identified that my Eden used Grammarly, our task now is to go out and understand and test out, because AI is all about testing it out. You can't get, for example, a full blown answer immediately, but if you know Grammarly, you can use it for your dissertation. Then you go and explore Grammarly. What does Grammarly do? And what does ChatGPT do? And what does Perplexity do? Because there are quite a number of them. Most of them they do the same. For example, Grammarly, for example, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Copilot. They do almost the same, but they've got advantage and disadvantage when it comes to exactly what you get out of them. So you mentioned that where do we go and get a list of them? Actually, AI is become easier. You can go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to say, list for me uh, AI tools that I can use for whatever I want to do. They need to give you. Then you go and explore them.
So to chat what? GPT. What?
ChatGPT, we have got ChatGPT, we have got
Right,
Perplexity.
chat GPT. How do you so which means you can just go onto the where exactly, because I'm talking about, remember we are
Okay,
so stuck with Google.
okay. ChatGPT, it has got a mobile version and an online version. For example, on your mobile, if you have got an Android, if you go to your Play Store, if you type ChatGPT, you can actually download the app ChatGPT there. The same with the Perplexity, the same with the all other tools. You can actually download it on your phone. And the WhatsApp have got their own version, which is the Meta AI. So in other words, if you go on your WhatsApp, if you type Meta AI, it has got its own version of AI that you can actually use to do your research and other things.
Okay, okay.
All right. Okay. For example, let me do a test with ChatGPT. We are going to share our screen. Um, we are going to share our screen. Right. So on my PC, I have I have opened ChatGPT. If, for example, I type there to say what AI tool can I use for my dissertation, like my 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 Eden is done. So we want to ask ChatGPT how is it going to help me? So if I go on, ChatGPT will give me a number of things there. It has said, okay, it can help you to do the literature review. To elicit, it can also connect papers, research papers, and it can also help you to uh, data analysis, visualization. All this it can help you. So in other words, what you then need to do is to then test it in terms of doing all this. My Eden is uh, my Eden is right. My Eden is put in something there to say some professionals they recognize AI too. So in some professions, actually, when we go to schools, I was talking to A year three student, which is on grade three in Zimbabwe, they at the school system they use AI to do their homework. So they can log into that, then they can go home and they do some exercises and all that. So it is linked to the school. So that are some of these things that we do. For example, in Zimbabwe, there is also what is called Tikoro chatbot. In other words, if you subscribe to Tikoro chatbot, it can help you in your assignments, it can help you in your Shona lessons and English lessons.
Okay, but Misha, let's go back to that story you're talking about assisting in assignments, homeworks, and what have you.
Hmm.
Do you find that AI too being helpful for the student that is really in need of understanding? Because we've got two types of students. We've got a student who want to understand, grasp the concept, understand the work so that he or she can apply it later in life. Then we've got this other set of students who just want to pass the profession or a course to say answers will be given by the
Oh,
AI.
okay.
Mm.
That's why they say you should use AI as a collaborative tool than using it AI as a clutch. We don't use it as a clutch to leapfrog your work. For example, we have shown that we have gone to chat GPT and it has given us that you can use it to do literature review, things like that. Then you what you do is, like, for example, it can split down your assignments, but you then go down and read those things and put the flesh in. uh, for example, let's see what Rushmore, he uses Gemini for everyday use, like Google. So Gemini is a Google version that also works like what ChatGPT does, and what else. So it's like you find the tool that you are comfortable with. For example, if you go on the Google aspect, it has got you can actually use a number that are all linked to Google. For example, you have got Gemini, and you have got what is called Notebook LM, which is a very powerful one when it comes to research and everything. So sometimes when you stick to the same uh, version, you can see the progression and you can use it better. Actually, the Google one, they also have got now their version of, you can actually use it to convert your text to audio. You can so you can actually do quite a lot with the Google versions of AI. Chat GPT is an, oh sorry, Chat GPT is an open source.
My question here is this program we're talking about.
Mhm,
I'm talking about looking at the students or the learners.
mhm,
Remember, I explained to you the two different types of learners.
mhm,
But one thing that is for certain is if a person is at a uni or at a technical college or what, the bottom line is that person needs a pass.
mhm.
Right? So, aren't we creating people that can just pass for the sake of passing the assignments done almost 100%, but right up into their heads, there's nothing because they just use the AI to answer the questions. There's even the research, there's now very little things that can be done by the research. They can't research, they can't go and do one on one things because they just want to get the results. And then they end up using that AI. Then they may have to alter one or two things to pretend that it, or to make it look like it's a thing that hasn't been done by AI.
Um, it's a very valid point that you are coming up with. But remember, For you to get any output with AI, you must have the basic understanding, because you are the one who is going to prompt AI to give you what you want to get. What you want to get. Let's see what my Eden says. AI tools can help in amalgamating evidence, whereas before you would have had to search different databases. So it's what she's trying to say here is, before you had to do manually researching a lot of database, but for now AI will actually bring the evidence for you. Then you can read and analyze and read them, and then you use them in your evidence. We are coming back to your, obviously AI is going to, for those who are lazy, it is going to be worse for them. But for those who want to stay ahead, AI will take them to a higher level, because when you use AI, you actually improve your productivity as a person. So in other words, where you would take 10 days to write your assignments, chances are you use AI to bring your the information that you need. Then you can actually maybe write in 2 or 1 day you are able to do your assignment. So it improves your productivity, but still it improves your productivity, but you still have got to do the work. But obviously there are some who are going to use AI to say they use anti-AI models, just like anyone else who, in this age where we find someone and we pay them to do our assignment. So those who loopholes will always there. They've been there already, because a lot of people were having their assignment done by people who have got PhD, or if they don't know what they just need a pass.
But what productivity are you talking about when you are saying if you do it alone, you can take about a week? Then if you use AI, then aren't you just coming up with some very nice words to talk about other than just saying you're copying or using someone's ideas? Because
No,
remember, I've been to school as well, almost. When you were at school or at varsity, you had to do all the joint work yourself, and it actually pays because a lot of things stays in your head on when you're doing that research. And whereas if you just get the touch of a button, all the information is given. At times you don't even read it because you need to submit the assignment. So you can just press the button, get the information, just edit one or two things, send it through, then you pass. But at the end of the day, when you really finish and qualify, you come to the ground. For instance, you come to my place here at the farm. You need to plant the things, they have to grow. You have to see what diseases is this crop having, what chemical must I use, and you can't keep going to the AI for everything. At times you come to the so remote areas where you don't even have internet connectivity. You don't have Wi-Fi. You don't have the network itself, but you need to work.
but
But
that's
you
that,
set
that, that,
yourself for failure.
that's when it comes to the connectivity and the infrastructure. That's when we then come and advocate to say we need, because remember AI is here to stay. It's not going away. We cannot run away to say because I'm now I'm in the remote areas, I can't use AI, or we are in a poor country, we can't use, we just be left behind. That's why channels like this or programs like this, it will then bring to the fore to say, well, Jenna is in the rural in Zimbabwe, and he knows how to use uh, AI tools to improve his productivity. But what is uh, affecting him is because the electricity is not reliable, connectivity is not reliable. So that we then push it to government to say, now what we need reliable electricity. We need, and we go to the providers like Econet or whoever provides the connectivity to say we need reliable connectivity, so that when I need to use whatever I want to use, I'll be able to do do that. But at the start, we need to understand the tools that we need to be using, so that we can then advocate to say we are now competent with this using the tools. We now the infrastructure to be reliable.
You are talking about an ideal situation. Now, from the chemistry point of view, we talk about departure from ideality. There is things that happen on the ground and the things that you're talking about. On my perspective, I'm saying let the person, for an instance, here in Africa, have the knowledge to answer the questions, solve the problems, not to, which means you are now training everyone to be AI competent, which means as I am now, if I'm very IA competent, I can just go into a hospital, switch on my laptop, then make sure that I can treat a patient because I'm just so, which means you are not defeating the purpose of learning because anyone can do it from any point of view as long as that person is capable of pressing buttons on the computer, asking the right question to the right application, and then the person is going to be treated. I'm not saying that the person is going to be given wrong medication or wrong prescription, but the point is we still have those areas where it doesn't exist. The dark
Yeah,
places are still there. You don't have
I,
that connectivity. Of course, you're saying the government must, if I wish you knew, you could actually come to real terms with the government of these places to say they must provide for the internet, they must provide for the connectivity so that everyone can be able to get online. That's a mammoth task for us at the moment. We have other more pressing issues than that. But yes, you are saying it's here to stay. Yes, it can stay there for long, so long. But then it will move in slowly as we also get our infrastructure right. But now getting a person who has done a qualification through using AI and then throwing that person to this deep end, it won't help us.
uh, let's see. I think my Eden is give a very important statement. She
What?
says AI. What AI does? It's it gives you pointers, but you have to ask intelligent questions to get good results. So in other words, you have to be knowing what you want. In the AI terms, this is called prompt engineering. In other words, the the because AI is just like you are hiring someone to come to work at your farm. The first thing you do when they come to the farm, you tell them this is how we do things. This is your role. This is where fertilizer we put it. This is where we keep our tractors and everything. So that when you then say to your worker to say today we are going to plant, they will know where the inputs are. Just like AI, you have to be able to intelligently prompt it to give you the result that you want. So, like you were saying, the person may just go through education without knowing. It's difficult for you to give appropriate prompt to AI to give you the output that you want. Your lecturer will think that that has been done by AI because they are also putting an anti-AI to detect what has been done by AI.
No, I'm not saying I'm not using it per se. I also do use AI most of the times. You get some funny complications or diseases that you find even on a plant. You take a picture, you send it there, you ask a question, then boom comes the answers. But I'm saying if you are, it's being used mostly by the students. I don't really support that because it's there, yes, for them to pass, but for them to know it's not working right for me. And in the event that they are then thrown to the deep end like these ones, where you won't find that internet or connectivity, then that would be suicidal because they end up now just putting anything that they haven't mastered because it was done by AI when they were learning. They are they are what they were actually doing was just to put their name and send the assignment, and then they come up. You've got cum laude,
Right.
first
Okay.
class.
Let's hear what Ruthie Rashmore is saying. I can help you in automating your tasks, e.g., with a media you focus on farming. Let AI chatbot collect leads for you. Take the AI chatbot I designed for lead generation. Um, where is that chatbot, Rushmore, so that we may actually demonstrate it on the screen so that people can actually, uh, if we put it in the chat box there, I'll be able to uh, show it on the screen, and we can actually do a live demo of how. If you also want to come in the studio, there's a link in the chat box that you can actually use it to come into the studio so that we can also work together and we can collaborate in terms of discussing this important topic. I think you have got very hands-on experience when of using AI. So
That will be
is it
very, that will be very, very important for us because remember, when I actually started this conversation, I was saying I am in Africa. One, two, we are still those people who are hesitant to
okay?
join in the new developments. Of course, you are saying this is here to stay. I appreciate that, but at the moment, we are still a bit hesitant and we still need more information on that. It's unfortunate that for us here in Africa, we've always been people that take a little bit of more time to comprehend or to join the bandwagon. But if we get some catalysts who can get us to move faster and get to know how to use those concepts, then we are warm and dry. We are prepared. We know we can get better. But the issue is how and where can we get that catalyst to get us going?
Right. When you started your statement, Jenna, you said we are in Africa and we are hesitant to embrace this new technology. Why?
Right. We are hesitant because we always have that attitude to say the infrastructure is not right at the moment for us. Is not yet there for us to get to be used to the AI. I was just telling you, for instance, I spoke about the data connectivity, I spoke about the Wi-Fi, and I spoke about the electricity itself, of which all those are requirements for us to say we are now going on full blown on the AI business. You can read the messages. I see there are a lot of people that are coming in, and otherwise you end up now skipping some other messages. Go through them, go through them. Let's get going. Let's get viewers on.
And Namai Eden, you can actually tell that someone has mastered the concept or just the copying. So she's saying it's like when you went to people are learning, and then some use AI. By reading their work, you can tell whether they've mastered the concept or not. For example, she when she started, she said she used it to do her dissertation in the posters. So for someone who has not mastered the concept, you may find the information they have on their dissertation may not really tell in terms of what she's actually putting on the posters to defend a dissertation. So you can tell that someone is mastered or not mastered, especially when it comes to questioning people. Why have you done this? Why is this like this? They will not be able to do that simply because they've just copied from AI.
Can we call out some information that is coming from AI even on the on assignment? Can you also just take it and equate it to plagiarism?
Um, yeah, that's. I think that's why they are putting in anti-AI models. Uh, so let's see. Uh, yes, put in a link, but I'm not seeing the link.
For Biden.
Yeah, I think he has put in a link to see his chatbot, so that you can see the chatbot that he is using. Um, let me put my number in the chatbot, yes, Rashmo, so that you can send it to that number.
Can't you invite him in so he can
I-
actually?
I've asked him to use the link to join in. Not joining. For my Eden, I've also said my Eden, you can come in and we can talk together here in the studio.
Biden unowanda duda zvokumhanya.
So he has said he has put a link, but I can't see the link on in the chat. All right, okay. So I think we were talking about uh, plagiarism, isn't it? Today, what is been what AI has been generated, is it equivalent to plagiarism? Uh, my as my Eden and myself had said, AI is a tool that we use to collaborate with you to be able to produce a quality piece of work. So it's because AI doesn't initiate anything. It is you who begin to know. Oh, I need. Oh, Rashmo is coming now. Hi, Rashmo.
How are you?
We are doing very well. And yourself? You are muted. Welcome to Champions Network TV, where we discuss issues that affect us as human beings across the globe, and particularly focusing on Africa. And today, we are focused on AI, which is now the monster in the room, and everybody seems not to understand it. And I think yourself, you are some steps ahead because we are using it uh, to improve your productivity. When I can check what you have said before. You are using it to for everyday work, generating your emails, and also using it for your social media posts. And and they've actually said you've got a chatbot already that we are actually using. And if you can do it, that will be very helpful to Jenna, who is a farmer in the room, and he will be very happy to know what tools he can use to for him to improve his productivity. So welcome. And if you're on a computer, if you want to share something, if you click and you say share, I will see it there. Then I can allow it to share.
Okay, good evening. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that's fine. So, where is the share button? I see a plus. Should I press on that one?
Yeah, that the one that has got a plus and almost like a screen. That's the share button.
Okay, all right, all right, all right.
So, if I may ask, where
Let
are
me
you
do like
tuning in
this.
from? Where are you tuning in from, Rushmore?
Okay, I'm in South Africa, Johannesburg.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
fantastic. So you are in the
So,
heart of Africa, isn't it?
yes, I'm at the
So
epicenter.
epicenter. So
Yeah,
so you are the one who is actually giving people that AI is live in Africa, isn't it?
very true. Yeah. So I just want to share something. So thank you very much, Mr. Misha and Mr. Jenna, for letting me in. So actually, what I do is I go on YouTube, I check what other people are doing, and also what I can also start doing. Let me just try to see. Okay, let me. Okay. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, let me allow it so that it can go on the screen. Yep.
So you can share. You can see my screen right
Yeah, we can see
now.
your screen. Yeah, we can see it. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So okay, so this tool is called collectchat.ai. So for
Collect
example,
collect chat
yeah,
dot
collectchat.ai.
AI. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So what it does is it's a tool for lead generation. So you
Mm-hmm,
can design this chatbot. So it's
mm-hmm,
just like a drag and drop, right? So you just go
mm-hmm,
to that site on that collect
mm-hmm,
chat, you
mm-hmm,
register, you go to YouTube, you now
mm-hmm,
what is it like? What is it like? You can now search to say what ways can I use collect.chat.ai for.
mm-hmm,
So for me, I used it for lead generation. So
mm-hmm,
after you design this,
mm-hmm,
you can now paste it. You can just put it. You can even send it via WhatsApp, and it will
mm-hmm,
take you to this web browser. Or
mm-hmm,
you can even integrate it to or you can also even integrate it to your website. Let me just show you. So I will show you two things. So first
mm-hmm,
of all, now I use this for lead generation. So I'm
mm-hmm,
offering this type of services, which are website design, lead generation, reputation, and so forth. So now, how to interact with this one? So now it say hello, welcome to Ascendi. Then what are you interested in? Then I can now say maybe reputation management. Then
mm-hmm,
now it automates, right? It automates. Then now it will ask me the following question. Can you type your name here? Then if I type my name,
mm-hmm.
uh, where is it now? Okay, let me do like this. Okay, I type my name. Guys, are you still able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Jenna, can you hear him?
Yes, again, again.
Yeah. Then now phone number, I'll just like put something like
Or
this.
or to ask you for a phone number as
It will
well.
auto. Yeah. So what is so okay? So from your side now, uh,
Mm-hmm,
let's say you are what is it like? You are into farming. Then
mm-hmm,
you are what is it? You are selling maybe tomatoes, cabbages, carrots, and
mm-hmm,
cucumbers. So instead of this reputation management, website design, you can now put all of those right. Then you
mm-hmm,
can now ask how many, which type of product do you want? Then someone can type tomatoes. Then from there now, it now asks you how many do you need? Maybe you can just say 2 crates. Where do you live? Can you put your address? Do you want it to be delivered and everything? Then as soon as they finish this, if I go to my email now, you see where is it now? Yeah, you see now the response is here. The response will just come as it is, what I've typed. So now it's quicker, right? You can just like design this once and for all. Then you can now integrate it in your on your website. Then if let's say for website, let me give you an example here for I. So here I designed this chatbot and I put it here. You see this one. You see where it's saying, "Hi, welcome to for IRI." I designed the same thing, and it's very very easy. You can take maybe 10 to 15 minutes to design this. It's still the same thing, but I just like what is it? I changed the information based on the particular services that are being offered. So this is just
Oh,
like my example of how you can use what is it, a chatbot to what is it like to you can use now a AI in form of a chatbot.
wow, 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 wow. And I can also give an example. We here in the United Kingdom, there's a local authority that it is one of their experienced worker who knew everything. Everybody will go to them for for questions about anything. So what they then did was to create the chatbot of that person, so that when you go on their system or go on the system, you can just ask the person to say, okay, I want to do this. Where do I get that? I want to do this. Where do I get that? So that the person is now available 24/7. Um, Jenna, do you have
That's
any
awesome. Yeah.
yeah. Jenna, do you have any questions to Rashmo?
I have seen what he's presenting there a little bit because I'm just using a very small screen. I didn't put my laptop. So normally I use about 4 to 6 eyes on my so that I can see what's going on.
All right, I can just summarize what he was talking about. The first thing, what he said, he has got this a collector AI, which you can actually use to generate leads for your customers. For example, yourself, if you have got tomatoes and you want to sell them, what you just do is you say you send it out so that it asks people how much tomatoes they need, and then do they want you to deliver them or they can pick up, so that it can actually be easier for you to manage your stock, so that you already have got some leads generation instead of taking your tomatoes to Mbare, or then you get to Mbare msika wakadhakwa, then obva ikoko and wakutodzoka usina chinhu. But you can actually sell them knowing kuti pandiri kuenda kuharare uku nemota yangu ndiri kuendesa panhamba yakati nenhamba yakati nenhamba yakati, and ndiri kudzoka mota yangu isina chinhu. I don't know if I've explained it that way, Rashmo.
Yes. No, I understand the whole concept, but my worry is do we have a customer base which is that digitalized?
I think
Okay.
that is the reason why these master classes are important. Because for example, now you are going out with knowing that it's actually possible for me to get a lead generation chatbot that I can use, and you can share with your other. And he said actually the bottom line is there is the open university of YouTube. We have now known there's this collector AI. What you just need to do is go there and say, okay, I am a farmer. How do I use this in my work? You can actually start by going to chat gpt to say, oh, I want to use collector. How do I use it? I'm a farmer in wherever, and I've got this product. it will tell you. Then you can actually go to YouTube and find out how other farmers or other people in this almost the same field are using the same app for lead generation. So these master classes, they are there to initiate the conversation. The conversation can just go with yourself to say, well, I have heard Rashmo has said he's using this, although in his web design. How can I use it for selling my tomatoes? How can I use it for increasing for my following on our YouTube? How can we use it to make sure a lot of people can actually listen to our program? You unmuted yourself, so I can't unmute you.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I get what you are driving towards, but still, I'm coming back to you and saying it's still a little bit of a task for us at the moment. Rashmo, are you South African or you are Zimbabwean?
I'm a Zimbabwean. You know, from the word Rushmore, I've got more. So I'm from Zimbabwe. So okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so Mr. Jenna, so now where AI is heading to is they are now using low code or no code in for you to make this. Like I've explained that for this, I just like took it from YouTube. So I think the best way now of us like to be aware of this AI is to always ask questions. Like from you're into farming, right? You now like maybe put a prompt in Gemini or in ChatGPT of saying, how can I best use AI in farming? Then if let's say you're farming, you're doing tobacco farming, you now specifically put a prompt of saying, oh, in tobacco farming. Then if you want maybe for marketing site, if you want maybe for productivity, then you now what is it prompt there. Then now it will now show you some tools. Then you can say, okay, from those tools, which ones are free? Then you now like select up until you now have something, right? Then from there now you now do your reverse engineering. You now go to YouTube. There are people who are already doing that. So what I was doing previously was I was looking for those new softwares, because if the software is new, like the AI software is new, normally it will be for free. But as soon as many users start now to use, then it now becomes a paid version. So it's just like a matter of so what I would do, I will take my laptop here, then now I will now search for step-by-step guides for those AI. Then I'll just like do whatever they're doing up until I'm now able to do that. Then the best way of really mastering is if you do it yourself, then you do it for someone else. Then you know that you've got mastered. You now have mastered that. So for me, I've used this as like a dummy. Then I also used it on my own side hustle. I also used it at work, like the website I last showed you is for work. I also like used it. So it means now I've really mastered. I'm just like playing around with it. And now when you've mastered, the last thing that you also need to do is to say, what else can I still use it in my business for productivity? So you can even still use the same thing for even booking. Like maybe you want to focus on farming, then you want to train someone to maybe to plant for tomato farming. Then you can now even use it to say, okay, which training do you need? Is this, when do you need it? This. Then now when they have like your what is it, like your details, then you now peruse through. So by the end of maybe the month, they can now send you an Excel list. Then you can now check out, say, no, this one is not a qualified lead. This one, I'll take this. Then you can now do a physical call. Then now to say you are busy in the field, then you also need to, what is it, to go and also maybe do some marketing. So these are, and your other question, you were saying that do people, are they now getting used to it? So we have two ways. We have from the user, like the one who is going to put their information in that chatbot. So when COVID came, it also brought some automation. People are now doing things online, and it also paved way for this AI. So You've seen that even a Facebook ad and so forth, there's now a link of saying a chatbot is there, or just like click maybe a link for WhatsApp. So people are now accustomed to this. Then also now these platforms, they are making it so easy. When people started like doing even Facebook ads, it was very difficult to see where should I go. But now everything is, what is it? Everything is now almost like, what is almost easy. Just like need to know where to go and to ask the right questions. Just like my agent said, say ask the right question on those AI platforms, then your life will be easy.
Then we are going to close very soon. So, Rashmo, if you can put your number in the chat box so that we can show it for people if they want their web design done for them, for you, so that they can actually get in touch with you. You,
Rashmo, is this working there in Johannesburg?
Sorry, can you come again?
I'm saying, is this technology working there in Johannesburg at the moment? I know it might be
Yeah.
happening, yes, because Johannesburg in the center there. But what about if you look at some other places which are far off places from the capital or from the cities?
Yeah. So it's just a link, right? You just like create it on a platform. Then I've designed it for someone who is in Zimbabwe. They're using it right now. Then I also like it's also working here in South Africa. Then I originally like what is it? Got it from a guy who is in the UK who was using it. So I just like reverse engineered it, just like to customize it to my own. So it's just like a matter of registering. And now the good thing is you just like put your email address and your name, then you have registered. Then let's say for me, if I want to design it for you, you just like need to give me your email address only. I design everything. Then for you, you'll be getting those leads from there. Then if let's say you want me to change one or two things, then I'll change it from here. As long as I have the login details, I can change it from there. I send you the link, then it starts working instantly.
right. Let me just put Rashmo's number there so that people can actually get in touch with Rashmo if you need your chatbot done by him. So that's his number. That's and I just want to thank Rashmo for coming in. I think you added the practical aspect of the masterclass, and this is just the beginning. We are going to be doing this over and over. The idea is to conscientize and make people aware. And well, some of the AI tools, they are actually low hanging fruits, like what Rashmo has said, to say when they are starting, sometimes they will be free. Then you can use them for free. Then when they become paid versions, then you can move to another. Sometimes you might have developed to the point that you still want to use it and you can afford to pay for it. So for those who want to get in touch with Rashmo for your own chatbot, whether you are selling tomatoes or you are urikutengesa nzimbe kana chibage or whatever, you get it. I think I'm going to be supported by Rashmo to do our leads generation on our champion. So, any final remarks, Mr. Jenna or Rashmo or my Eden, if you are still there, if you've got any final remarks for our audience and those who are watching on YouTube, if you have got any questions, ask, because that's how we get informed. It's about asking questions. My Eden has put it there. What is important is to ask when you can only know when you have asked questions.
Okay, from my side, thank you very much. From my side, I think my final remarks will be start with those common ones: ChatGPT, Gemini. But the best way of using them and also of getting good results is to treat them like a person. You want to ask them as a real person, and from that person, make sure that like you are asking them as if you are asking a child. Make your prompts as clear as possible. If you are going to also give some background information, do that so that at least you now get the exact you now get the exact information in something which is going to be useful for you. But otherwise, thank you very much for opening this platform. I just saw it in this other group. Then I said, no, let me join in. And I think hopefully going forward, we see more people and we can also get some other examples, also practical examples, so that at least we can also learn.
Yeah, that is really powerful. I think the next time we will be creating our own song here on with the Suno. So watch this space. Mr. Jenna.
Okay, most welcome, Rashmo, for coming to this program. Just a reminder to say if you press the subscribe button and you hit the bell, and whenever we are live, you also be notified. And you see if there's a topic like this one, you just got in where you really feel you have a big contribution to put on. You can always come in, knock at our doors, and you find out that we are very open. You can come in onto the platform. Thank you very much. Okay, then representing my people as usual, those ones that are far behind or far beyond reach. We hope that we will eventually be helped or get online so that we can get to use all these new things that you are talking about. It's very important. Thank you for enlightening us. But as Michelle was just talking about, saying you must look at the government's capability to make sure that you can reach the network, you can be online, you can have electricity, basic, so that you can actually be able to use all these things. But in any way, I know this is going to be very helpful for us who are looking forward to try to at this time of the century, we're trying to be very close to all these developments so that we don't get to be left behind. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. This has been an eye-opening conversation. Although it is the first of this series, I think it has been highlighted by having by Eden contributing on Facebook and Rushmore eventually joining us. And I think the bottom line is AI is here to stay. It's either you embrace it or you'll be left behind. But I think one thing that Rushmore has said is start from where you are. If you are using ChatGPT, ask it. And the most key thing that he said was ask it as if you are asking a person. And the person has to be a child. So, in other words, your question should be simple enough to be understood by a 7-year-old, by an 8-year-old, so that ChatGPT can then give you the result that you want. And then you can then move on to use it in other areas. And Jenna, yes, we are here to we will continue to educate you. We will continue to bring in the real life uh, issues about AI. I hope Makombe was here. He would have come up with how with this AI, the who, why, and how we are going to use it to brand ourselves as Africa. And I think if Shumba was here, he would be hammering on the institutions how the government should be able to facilitate this development. But thank you for those who have been joining us, who have watched us on online. Continue to engage with our posters. Put questions there, because I think when we, as I said, this is going to be shaped by the questions we ask ourselves, how we collaborate. But for now, in those in the studio, I will say good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. Thank you.